legacy of the Gatorade Player of the Year award is undoubtedly the company that it keeps. After more than 30 years, the award encompasses a virtual who's who in the world of sports. Champions at all levels of competition, from the NCAA to the Super Bowl, the World Series, the World Cup, and even the Olympics, are all part of the Gatorade Player of the Year family. But what truly makes the award unique is that it honors more than just exceptional athleticism. Gatorade understands that the dignity of the game is preserved by the dignity of the players, reaffirming that to truly be a great athlete is to be successful on and off the field. It requires unwavering willpower, desire, and fortitude to find your name on the Gatorade Player of the Year trophy. It's the Heisman of high school sports, a rare and unrivaled accomplishment reserved for the most elite of high school athletes. As these student athletes are preparing to chase greatness at the next level of their careers, let's take a moment to honor and celebrate their accomplishments in winning the most prestigious award in all of high school sports, the Gatorade Player of the Year Award.
Program, which means I have the best job in the world because I get to go around the nation and highlight athletes such as Arik. These individuals are amazing on and off the field. As you saw from the video, they just have astonishing portfolios that even I, as a high school student, couldn't even compare to. So I believe that Arik's stats talk for themselves, but the support in this room really shows the system that he has behind him. And it's because of all of you that he's able to be in the spot that he is today. And I am extremely excited to congratulate him on becoming our Gatorade National Football Player of the Year. So today you are joining some of the most prestigious individuals in the history of sport. His name's going to be engraved on this trophy right here. It actually already is, alongside some of the best athletes that we have seen: Peyton Manning, April Ross, Karl Anthony Towns, and many others that have gone on to change the face of sports. For the average person, winning an award like this would be a lifetime's achievement. However, for the Gatorade Player of the Year, this is only the beginning. You got a lot more coming for you. So we've had Player of the Years that have gone on to win Super Bowls, World Series, MVPs, Olympic gold medals. In fact, previous football winners have gone on to incredible successes, such as 6 NFL MVP awards, 30 Pro Bowl appearances, and 6 became NFL first-round draft picks. Others have become successes off the field: educators, business owners, pillars in their community. And I want to take a minute to explain how rare this feat is that you're sitting right here. So roughly 1 million high school athletes participate in the sport of football each year. So first, he had to win our state award, which means that he is the best player in his entire state in his sport. Then, out of all of those players, only one receives the student athlete national honor in their sport. So we're looking at all the 1 million athletes, one in each state, and then we have one from each state, then we have one national. So you are truly 1 in a million if you think about it. So what's really cool is that this portfolio of athletes that our team has looked at this year has been incredibly impressive. We had 9 All-American Pro Bowl game participants, 27 All-State players, 7 SEC school committees, and nearly volunteer at least 2 organizations. So it shows you how difficult it is for him to be that 1 in a million. So before we continue, I'm going to have Chad Konecki come up here. So he manages our Gatorade Player of the Year Selection Committee, and what I told you yesterday, he knows more about you than you know about yourself. So we're going to have him come up here and talk to you all a little bit more about Arik.
Thank you, Ben, and Thank you, Gatorade. I'm Chad Konecki. My group is the team that handles the day-to-day of the selection process that Amanda oversees from Chicago. That's who I am. Right over there, your National Player of the Year is a Blue Devil. Who else is fired up about that? You should be. You should be. I'm sure it's not hard to imagine how cool our job is. Gatorade lets us go around the country and evaluate the best high school athletes across all 50 states in 12 sports. It takes hundreds of hours to identify a National Player of the Year. It took us almost 1,100 hours to arrive on this one. So this is rare. And I know she threw some numbers at you, but I was going to try and give you a little more context into how special what happened today is. Since Gatorade started this program in 1985, more than 170 million teenagers have participated in competitive athletic seasons across the country. And in that span, Gatorade has seen fit to honor 16,500 or so State Player of the Year winners. So there's some big numbers, but they're about to get smaller. In all those years, Gatorade's honored 331 National Player of the Year winners across all 12 sports. 12 from the state of Georgia, and 1 in the sport of football, and he's sitting right over there. How about that? So why is it so rare? Well, a couple of reasons. One, it's where Gatorade sets the bar, right? You can't be one-dimensional. You have to be the total package to even be considered. The second reason is orders of magnitude. You heard some of the numbers from her. Of all the players playing football at the high school level in a given season, only about 1% even pop up on our radar screen because of how they're playing and who they are as people. And then 1 in 10 of those guys get serious consideration to be a State Player of the Year. And then 1 in 10 of those guys actually win State Player of the Year. And then you get this guy. It's an incredibly rigorous process that evaluates them academically, their athletic performance, and what kind of person they are. Do they give back? Do they have high character? And this guy pins the needle by every measure. The community involvement's unbelievable. March of Dimes, Habitat for Humanity, East Atlanta Kids Club, founded Whisper. The list goes on. You don't have to be a student athlete to understand the sort of sweat equity and commitment that it takes to excel at his level with his GPA, at his level on the field, and then his level in his community. But just in case you need a little bit more context, I decided to tell you just how rare it is. So I looked at the list, and it was a very quick look, of 16,500 state winners to find some names, household names, great American athletes who won State Player of the Year, but have never done what Arik has done here today. So bear with me, I got a short list. How about we start in the NFL, or almost about to be the NFL. Christian McCaffrey, Deshaun Watson, Jameis Winston, some guy named Joe Burrow. Those guys all won state, but they didn't win national. Major League Baseball, MVP Mike Trout, World Series MVP Madison Bumgarner, Cy Young Award winner David Price, batting champion DJ LeMahieu, all state winners. They all fell short of the national award. How about some great women's athletes that got mentioned in the video? Abby Wambach scored more goals than anyone on earth, man or woman. Summer and winter Olympian Lolo Jones, WNBA MVP Elena Delle Donne. I think you're getting the idea, but I'll wrap up with the NBA. Anybody ever hear of these guys? Lonzo Ball, Trae Young, Derrick Rose, Kyrie Irving, Marcus Smart, Shaq O'Neal. All great athletes, all great Gatorade state winners. None of them won national. Give it up for that guy. So you can see there's always phenomenal talent out there competing for this award. That's not an issue. But what separates the Gatorade winner, what separates Arik today, is that he was the one who had the heart and humility the drive and the determination, the passion and the poise and the intellect and the class to be that one for many. We're just thrilled to have a small part in welcoming you to the Gatorade family. Congratulations, man. So now let's introduce a guy who knows a little bit about that sweat equity. He's also a little bit of a record setter himself today. He is the first high school football coach in the entire history of the Gatorade program to coach 2 national winners in the sport of football. So you got yourself a good one. Coach, come on up.
Good morning. One of the things my players have had me tell them on a number of occasions is that none of you are a finished product. Nobody in this room, adult, doesn't matter, no one's a finished product. We all have to get better on a daily basis. We're all striving to be great. We're all striving to get to that next level. And I think in the context of what we're talking about with football players, when Arik came to us as a sophomore, where he is from sophomore year to now, the growth and the development has just been exponential. He has become just a tremendous young man and a tremendous football player, but that's exactly what we're looking for our guys to do, is to develop on the field, off the field, in the community, in the classroom, and recognize that no matter how many talents God gave you, you are not a finished product, and you got to continue to work at it on a daily basis. And even though Arik comes in at 6'5", 255 pounds, can run really fast, can jump, can do all those things, he still recognized the most important thing was to become a better person, to work on his game, and to take himself to the next level. And that's why he's sitting up here today as the Gatorade National Player of the Year. He's not up here because of his athletic talents only. It's because he has talent, but he worked as hard as he could to develop those talents to take it to the next level. And then he worked on himself as a person to take him to a next level as a person, spiritually, mentally, in the classroom, in the community. All of the things that the Gatorade Award is wrapped up into being, he has started to develop, and he's going to continue to develop it. So for him and for all my other players in the room and for everyone else sitting in here, recognizing that you're not a finished product, that you need to grow and develop and do more, is the first thing you need to do in order to become great, and then you can start taking those next steps. So our goal was to achieve greatness as a football team. We did it. His goal was to be the best football player in the country, and he did it. Congratulations.
Thank you, Coach. So before we continue, I want to take a moment to recognize all the coaches in the room, especially Coach Morgan. So as you guys know, like as an athlete, you can't do it without a coach. You have to have that great support system. And we take for granted sometimes the countless hours that your coach puts into making you that person that you are. You know, they're an advocate for you, they're a mentor, they're sometimes your best friend. And I really want to be able to recognize them as being great role models for athletes such as you, Arik. So let's give it up for them. So the best part, did you prep your speech? So without further ado, you guys, I want to congratulate Arik on becoming our 2019-2020 Gatorade National Football Player of the Year.
Thank you, thank you. So, can I take this off?
Do whatever you want.
All right, so first of all, I just want to start out by thanking God. Without him, any of this wouldn't be possible. Next, I just want to thank my family, my friends, my teammates for the support. I mean, without y'all, none of this would really be possible. And I mean, this is really just an honor. Like Coach said, my sophomore year, I came in here not knowing what to expect. It was a new place, new feelings, new people. But y'all really accepted me. Coach Morgan, I mean, I don't know what to say. This is crazy. I never expected anything like this. coming in here and playing for you, but I can honestly say that I think that this was the best decision for me, and I'm really thankful for everything you've done for me. And to my teammates, I'm proud of y'all. I mean, we went and did it. We accomplished our goals, so I'm proud of y'all. Hope y'all continue that when I leave, and I know y'all will. And we family always, so y'all can hit me up whenever. I don't know, this is all just real crazy. I guess I want to share one more thing with y'all, because this morning I woke up and before the state championship game, we had these little baggies that they gave to us. I think it was a church, a local church that gave it to us. And they had Bible verses on them on the inside. And the one that I got was, it said, I think it was, you know, the verses like, through God, you can do all things. And that it really spoke to my heart, especially before state championship game. And then with all this happening now, like, it's real, it's like truth. Like, through God, you can do whatever you want. Like, just. It's crazy. I mean, I just feel blessed, and I really appreciate all y'all for this. Thank you, Gatorade, for the award, and that's it.
All right, so I know I told you the secret yesterday, but I didn't tell everybody here what's happening in July. So, earning the Gatorade National Player of the Year award gives Arik the chance to win the title of the 2019-2020 Gatorade Athlete of the Year. So in July, he gets to do one of the funnest things that you can do as a high school athlete, and again, blows my mind that high school athletes are doing this. So we're gonna bring him to LA. We have 11 other National Player of the Years that we haven't identified them yet. He's the first one that we have. So we're gonna bring them out to LA, and you know what? We're just gonna give you a quick look at what's gonna happen.
Gatorade has a unique ability to bring together young, aspiring student athletes and show them who they can potentially dream to become.
When people have a collective set of values, like all the National Players of the Year do, it really helps to form that kind of bond, and like we can come together and not know anybody's names and then be friends within a day.
Until this point, I feel that I've never had an award affect me the way that this award has in my career.
Being here definitely pushed me to want to do better in college and the years on.
I mean, it seems like every single time you see a Gatorade Athlete of the Year, they end up being everything as advertised.
Welcome to the Gatorade High School Athlete of the Year Award.
It's it. It is the most prestigious award in all of high school sports.
The Gatorade Female High School Athlete of the Year is...
Walking the red carpet at the ESPYs, it's surreal.
I've been watching this on TV all the time, and like, I'm on air right now.
LeBron James probably walking this carpet today. All the greatest players, and I'm walking on the carpet with them.
It's just a great experience, like being around people who've been where I want to be.
Just to come from different parts of the world, different parts of the country, and being able to build a friendship that'll last a lifetime is great.
This has been one of the best experiences of my life, and it's something I'm going to remember for a really long time.
Regardless who wins or who loses, it doesn't matter. Everyone's a winner in this room today.
Welcome to the Gatorade High School Athlete of the Year Awards.
So how cool is that? So Arik is going to join our other 11 National Player of the Years for our Athlete of the Year ceremony, where we are going to award one male and one female athlete as our overall Athlete of the Year. So you have a chance, a 1 in 6 chance of becoming our male Athlete of the Year, which is pretty cool. And then he's also going to walk the red carpet with a bunch of different celebrities. So it's an amazing time, and you will have a great time there. So I do have one more thing up my sleeve. So he is actually going to be featured tomorrow, ESPN Sports Center at 7 a.m., which announces him as the Gatorade National Football Player of the Year. So be sure to set your DVR so that you can see it. All right. And then I want to extend a huge thank you to Coach, the school, as well as his family. His mom has been on The Secret with me for the past 2 weeks, as well as Coach, so they're very good at keeping secrets. If you guys need a secret that you need kept, be sure to talk to them. But thank you guys so much for your support and for making this such a special experience for Arik. So on behalf of the Gatorade Company, one more time, I'd like to congratulate you on becoming our 2019-2020 National Gatorade Football Player of the Year.
We're going to begin our scholarship signing ceremony for 9 young men from the Marietta football program. A number of these young men are going to be graduating from Marietta today, and they will be heading to college. When we get back from Christmas break, they'll be enrolling in school. Hey, Arik, we're gonna go one at a time. You can go down there. Take that. It's my show now, Arik. So what I'd like to do for each of the families here, we could expedite it a little bit. We have 9 young men and their families. So what I'd like to do is we go 3 at a time, and what we do is when I call your name, if you and your families would go line up over there on the side, and then we will call you up one at a time where I can say a few things about you, and then everyone can get their pictures individually of the family as they sign their papers. Okay, before we start, I just want a quick word. Before we started this season, we focused really on 2 things, and without those 2 things, we're probably not standing up here today with that trophy that's been missing for 52 years. So we focused on, 1, wanting our players to make an impact, and that stood for integrity, mental toughness, passion, accountability, courage, and teamwork. If they achieved those 6 pillars in their lives, we'd be state champions. The second thing was the phrase that greatness is uncommon. You cannot be an average person and become great. You cannot strive for common and be great. You have to strive for greatness because not a lot of people want to do it. That's why it's so uncommon. So we felt like if our kids would do everything they could to strive to make an impact in this community, live up to those 6 pillars, and be a person that focuses on greatness because it's not common, we would be state champions. We did that, and now we are. So now we're going to honor 9 of our young men who helped us achieve that goal and that dream as they pursue their football careers and their education at a variety of outstanding institutions. So if I could have, lined up over there, if I could have Harrison Bailey and his family, Taji Johnson and his family, and Kirsten Lee and his family, if they would go over there by the staircase. Thank you. All right, coming to the stage first, committing to and signing with the University of Tennessee quarterback Harrison Bailey. Harrison Bailey, 4-year starter who owns every Marietta passing record. He led his team to the 2019 state championship, throwing for 4,261 yards and 44 touchdowns. For his career, he threw for 11,706 yards, 114 touchdowns, completed 818 passes. He's the all-time leading passer in Cobb County history and the all-time touchdown passing leader in Cobb County history. He is 4th all-time in Georgia high school history in passing yards, 5th all-time in passing touchdowns, and he missed a season with injuries. He's a 2-time All-State, 2-time All-County, and a 2020 All-American. He's been a 4-year team captain, a tremendous leader on and off the field, countless community service hours, and a 3.6 GPA. Harrison Bailey, University of Tennessee. I know. Fake it. Let me get pictures. Congratulations. Next up, we have Taji Johnson, Boston College. Taji Johnson, 4-year starter at wide receivers, had 15 Division I offers. This past season, he caught 40 passes for 680 yards and 9 touchdowns. For his career, he is 4th all-time in Marietta history with 132 catches, 1,800 yards, and 13 touchdowns. He was named All-Region in 2018. He's also a 2-year captain, and he's like a coach on the field. He knows all positions and everyone's responsibility. He has great character. He's a role model, devoted to his team, and carries a 3.7 GPA. Taji Johnson, Boston College. Congratulations. Next up, we have Kirsten Lee, Stanford University. Kirsten Lee's an outside linebacker who this season had 28 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, and 3 sacks. He carries an amazing 4.4 grade point average. And was offered by every school in the Ivy League. He visited Stanford and made a decision that he was going to take the opportunity to play for Stanford, so he turned down Harvard, Yale, Princeton, and now he will take his talents to the West Coast and attend one of the top schools in the world. Kirsten Lee, Stanford University. Congratulations. Next up to the stage, we could have B.J. Ojolari and his family, Rashad Torrance and his family, Kamani Vidal and his family.
As a whistle as I pull out in my Rolls Royce. Yellow bone passenger, they see it, they say, oh boy. Tell Kelly, back it up, my call me loco. Down for armed traffic, you know, make me pull up. Ask you what you laughing at, represent that mud life. Dirty money, better get your mud right. We come together, holding hands and holler hood life. We all strapping all black, it's like life.
First up will be B.J. Ojolari, LSU. B.J. Ojulari is also a 4-year starter and a 3-year team captain. This past season, he led the state championship defense with 124 tackles, 39 tackles for loss, and he broke the school sack record with 18 sacks. For his career, he holds the school record with 335 tackles, 76 tackles for loss, 29 sacks. He's 3-time All-State, 4-time All-County, Cobb County Defensive Player of the Year, the two-way Player of the Year, and one of the most dominant football players I've ever seen. He was a starter on both offense and defense for 4 years and never came off the field. And he plays the game as hard as anyone I've ever seen. More importantly, he embodies character and integrity. He has a 3.5 GPA and had more than 35 Division I offers. B.J. Ojulari, LSU. Congratulations. Next up, Rashad Torrance, Florida.
Heat in the kitchen, pot on the stove, water getting boiled. Being sold, Snoopy in the hookie, system overload. I've been running this rap game since I was 20 years old. I hung with the worst of them, bust till I burst them up, floss them up, toss them up, hard away, close them up.
Rashad Torrance is one of the most instinctive football players I have been around. He understands the game, plays the game with great passion and physicality. This past season, he led our defense with 118 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 9 pass breakups. He was named All-Region and All-County. For his career, 206 tackles, 15 pass breakups, and 2 interceptions. And to his credit, he overcame adversity, became a leader, and ultimately led his teammates to a state championship. He carries a 3.9 GPA. And has devoted countless hours community service at A.L. Burris Elementary School. Rashad Torrance, Florida. Congratulations. Next up, we have Kamani Vidal, Troy University.
Congrats, y'all. Better get your mud right. We come together holding hands and holler hood light. We all strapping all black. It's like, dang. All let's do is win. You riding or what? Cause we riding tonight. Now you riding with me cause you wasn't riding. All I do is win.
Kamani Vidal put together a tremendous season in 2019. He led the team in scoring with 29 touchdowns, 174 points. Ran for 1,589 yards, 22 touchdowns, averaged 7 yards a carry. Caught 25 passes for 400 yards, another 5 touchdowns, and he never fumbled once. He's also the best blocking running back I've ever seen, a selfless competitor who cares about his teammates. For his career, he rushed for 2,543 yards and 33 touchdowns. He set the school record with 5 touchdowns in a game, and his best game was 260 yards against Mill Creek in the quarterfinals. He's a quiet leader on and off the field. He's a role model to his peers. He carries a 3.6 grade point average. Kamani Vidal, Troy University. Congratulations. Good job, man. Next up, if we could have Ricky White and his family, Jake Ray and his family, Arik Gilbert and his family to the side.
Running this special like Bunny and Clyde. Don't worry, baby, I keep me some fire. Shenanigans and Birkin, she cannot decide. The ladies Mercedes, here goes the surprise. Don't sleep on Miss Lady, her right. Digging her back while I'm gripping her side. Digging my back, this ain't regular size. You really fly, we like pelican guys. She ain't slick, I can tell her the skies. Upgrade at my wrist, put her gas in the sky. She sing I might sign her and change the whole life.
First up, we will have Ricky White, Michigan State University.
He tried to diss me and it on Fox. We call them toxic cause they gonna chop. Took her out of filers cause of hot. I run it like Nike, we got it on lock. Money.
Ricky only played 1 year at Marietta, but he made it count. He was second on the team with 97 receptions for 1,321 yards. He tied the school record for touchdown catches in a season with 16. He also rushed for 100 yards and a 90-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. His exploits on the field went viral twice this year. Game 1 against Rome, and then Game 15 against Lowndes. You know what happened there. He was named All-Region, and he's also eighth all-time in Georgia high school history with 35 career receiving touchdowns. He held a number of Division I offers. He's a quiet, hard-working young man who made a great impact on his team. Ricky carries a 3.4 GPA. Ricky White, Michigan State. Congratulations. Next up, we have Jake Ray, University of Colorado. Jake Ray took his game and his leadership to an entirely different level this year, and it made his team so much better. I've been coaching 25 years. I have never seen such a dramatic one-year jump in improvement as I did in Jake this year. He was a dominant force on our offense. He led in the weight room, and he continued to develop on a daily basis. Our offense this year set a school record with 6,000 yards and 527 points, and that does not happen without a great offensive line. At 6'5", 300, he's named All-State in 2018, and he had dozens of Division I offers. Jake carries a 3.7 GPA. He volunteered all the time, and now he is going to the University of Colorado. Jake Ray. Congratulations. Good job, man. You're welcome. Thank you. My man, you're welcome. Arik Gilbert, LSU. The Region Player of the Year, State Player of the Year, Gatorade National Player of the Year. In 2019, Arik set a school record with 102 catches, 1,706 yards, 14 touchdown receptions. His 1,706 yards is number 1 all-time in Georgia's highest class and number 2 for all classifications. He is number 1 all-time in Georgia with 3,540 receiving yards. For his career, he caught 245 passes, 3,500 yards, 35 touchdowns, which are all school records, and he owns the single-game records with 15 receptions, 295 yards, and 5 touchdowns in one game. He is number 1 all-time in Georgia's highest class in receiving yards. He is number 7 all-time in Georgia with touchdown catches for a career. He's the number 1 ranked tight end in the country. He had 50 offers. He carries a 3.2 GPA, volunteers at church. He started a social movement at Marietta, and he became a dominant football player. His growth as a person and a player over the last 3 years has been outstanding. Arik Gilbert, LSU. Congratulations. If I could have all 9 of you young men please come up here for one more ovation and a couple pictures, I'd appreciate it. So all 9, come on back up. You're one of them. We'll go right here and dig at the table.
Yeah, let's go. No masterpiece. 10 bad babs and they after me. One bad look like a masterpiece. Looking for a dunk like an athlete. Big drip, what you call it? Big drip.
All right, so I want to just say one last thing. If there's a better signing class in America, show me it, because I don't think there is. Here's what's interesting is people go all over the country and they do these signing ceremonies and they all go to these sports clubs and bars and everything where everybody wants them to be to make it easier on them. And you got 9 kids right here that are tremendous players and they sign their scholarship papers at home, where they're supposed to be at their school, which is why we're state champions, because this is a family, this is what we believe in. So it's a credit to them and to their parents, their families, their community, that they sign their scholarships and they're doing it right here where it matters most. This is one of the most talented groups of young men I've ever seen. They are going to have great careers. It doesn't matter if they play in the NFL, if they start in college, it doesn't matter. They're quality young men that are going to have big things happen because they're all great student athletes and they're going to have a positive impact on this entire world, and that's what matters more than anything. Congratulations.